Oi, oi. Hi everyone, I'm Will from Will's Electrical Services, also known as the Midfield General. Welcome back to another show. If you could like, subscribe and flick my bean, that will help the channel out. Right, tonight's episode, what I want to do is I want to have a look at a shed. We had a little customer, little fella, called me up and what he wanted is that he's got a train set that he wants to be set up in his shed. The guy just recently moved to this house, so he said, look, well, I've got no setup. He had a bit of a tight budget. We went through it with him, so we tried helping him out as best we could. Set up in this shed. He had the shed purposely built. It was on a bit of a slant, which was a bit of a pain, but I'll cover that later, why it affected us. What he wanted is he just wanted small power around the perimeter because he was actually going to put it all in the middle, lights, and so he's actually able to walk all the way around it. It's all 12 volt and all that. He's had it in his previous house, so he wasn't too concerned. And what we he had a really tight budget. So what I said we could do is that on the top of his landing, on the back of the house, he had a double socket which was fed via a ring final circuit. Obviously I tested it out, it was totally perfect. So what we done was we fitted a switch fuse spur next to it, punched through the wall, into whisker box, down with an armoured, all the way to clip direct, as you can see through the photos, to the very first socket in the shed, and then we just bounced in and out the sockets to the last one, which was the switch fuse spur that operates the lights. One of these are the click ones. We use these. I actually use these quite a bit. These are the Scarmore click range. I think they're absolutely brilliant. They are for and they're cost effective as well. You know, like they obviously don't look as nice as the MK ones, but like I think they're about a third of the price of them. You know, and we use them all the time. The reason I've got them is we've got a little job for them next week, so I thought I'd just quickly show them. That isn't actually an unswitched fuse spur. That's going to control some lights. But as you can see through that actual through box, there is actually cables in Wagos with flex going through. So obviously we haven't got singles going outside. And that's how we've done it. Obviously, the lights have not got any diffusers. We couldn't do much about that because the guy wanted to use his own ones, and obviously it's being protected by the actual like setup of the train. You can't really see it because obviously it isn't set up yet, and that's the way we've done it. Anyway, this particular thing, I didn't pick up on that. It's just that the actual supply characteristics to this house is a TNS. I'll put a picture up. This is actually of the actual house we worked in, but I'll just give you an example. With the TNS, you're okay to export the earth to, you know, outside the zone and all that. So that's what we done. And then once we went to the first socket, we bounced from socket to socket with 2 5 singles. The way we got to sizing the cable is I basically went onto my Mega app. I'll show you it. And what I done is I put on there like kilowatts, 3 kilowatts, 230 volts, 30 meters of armoured. It weren't 30 meters of armoured, but that would probably cover the size of the sockets as well. And it comes out 2.5. You know, it comes out at 13.4 amps. It's actually protected by a 13 amp spur. You know, it's never going to draw it. It's got 5 lights. He had loads of lights. He wanted to use them all and all that, and that's what we done, and that's how we come to a conclusion with that. But I find it very handy. You know, I knew it'd be okay, but I thought it'd be helpful for you lads, you know what I mean, or you guys, ladies, or whatever. Right, anyway, and that's how we done it. And I thought, you know, he was happy with it. It come out pretty neat. When we was plotting out the sockets, because it was on a bit of a hill that you could actually see all the sockets, we actually fitted them to the top of that bracing in. So that made it look level, because when we pinged the laser around, it was awful, you know what I mean? Because it was uphill, it would have looked terrible. So we decided to do that, went all the way around, bend the corners in. I'll tell you one thing, I'll quickly show you as well. Yeah, so another thing I wanted to mention about these bending springs and all that, this is actual the one actually from the wholesalers for this brand. This, you know, and have you noticed how baggy like these have become? So you can't actually pull a proper bend anymore without it actually bending or it coming undone. You know, I did actually manage to do one in here, but it really irritates me because I hate using them inspection bends, especially on plastic pipe. It looks dreadful, doesn't it? You know what I mean? But I don't know what that is. Is anyone else experienced that, or is that just my wholesaler and that Conduit? I'd be interested to know, because I did see on Instagram, like the Australians have like this like foam type of one that they use for theirs. Obviously, the Conduit's probably the plastic's in different sizes, but I'd be interested to know if anyone knows of an alternative than a bending spring. Right, that's only a quick little episode. I hope you got something out of it. Don't forget, if you're going to be anything, be electric. Up the old blue.